So some of the common engineered systems that you're going to find, um, the most simple is going to be what's commonly referred to as a pump and dump. So what you have is you're going to have basically an identical drain field to what we described as in a conventional system. So uh, this same setup with the header, the lines coming off of it, the footer, they're all tied together. A foot of stone underneath the pipe, and what's happening is that pump is going to pump it out, and it's going to push it into the system, and it's going to travel through those pipes the same way as it would in the conventional system, and drain through the stone back into the ground. So that's real simple. Same idea as a conventional system, but for whatever reason that system had to be elevated. So the drain field is higher than the septic tanks, and it had to be pumped up to it. So that's the pump and dump engineered system. Other systems are going to be a pressure system. So you're going to have smaller pipe in these systems. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but a conventional system or that pump and dump engineered system is going to have 4-inch perforated pipe. So it's 4-inch pipe with the holes on both sides going out on a 45-degree angle on the bottom. The pressure system is usually going to have between 3/4 inch to 1.25 inch pipe. And this is out in the actual drain field in the stone. The pipe coming off the pump may be 1.5 inches to 2 inches, depending on the pump requirements. But so the pump's going to push that water out. There's going to be holes drilled in those smaller pipes that are in the stone, and they're usually set on a 45-degree angle. And it's all, each engineered system may have different requirements, but it's all spelled out in the engineering, which is obviously why it gets that name, engineered system. Typically a sanitary engineer is going to design that system, so there's a little bit more of an expense with the design process of an engineered system, and it may take a little bit more time to get started on the installation because there's that design has to be created before it can be installed. So, but the number of holes needed and the spacing will all be all that information will be in the blueprints for the engineering. And so what's really important about this type of system, a pressure system, is that you're always going to get perfect distribution through the system because it's pressurized. When that pump kicks on, it's going to push water through, filling every single bit of pipe that's out in the drain field, because it's pushing water faster into the pipe than it can get out through those small holes that are drilled into those pipes. So it's completely pressurized, being a pressurized system, and so you get perfect distribution through the entire drain field. And that's the only way that you can really guarantee complete distribution and use of the entire system, is with a pressurized system. You should expect similar longevity between most engineered systems and conventional systems. A lot of times people think that maybe an engineered system is better. It has been engineered. It's a more specific system for what's needed on that property. And yeah, that's the case, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's better or it's going to last longer. It's actually kind of the opposite. You'd prefer not to have an engineered system. Number one, the cost is going to be significantly more. You've got more components. You're typically going to have more tanks. You got the pump chamber that's going to need to be installed. You've got the expense of the pump itself. The pump and its components they're mechanical items that they're going to go bad over time. going to be replacing pumps typically between every 5 to 10 years, and similar time frame for the float switches as well. So there's that expense that's going to be incurred over time with an engineered system. So you're not it's not something that you want, but it's also not something that you should be overly concerned with. If you find that you're purchasing a home and it has an engineered system, you just want to make sure that it's inspected, that it passes inspection, and just know that those expenses should be expected over time. Every 5 to 10 years, you may be putting a pump in, and that can be in the $600 to $1,200 range to do a full replacement of the pump and the float switches. So something that you just definitely want to plan for if you have that type of system.